Hello, everyone, and welcome back to NFL Picks with your boy B Buck, and usually mr.reha Sports. But unfortunately, this week my man is on a business trip, so we're wishing him safe travels and a very successful time over there. Hopefully, he gets things done. But fear not, guys, because we have his picks. Only difference is, guys, little monkey wrench thrown into this week's video, little twist. I got my picks that I wrote down here on Wednesday night before the NFL Week 11. He gave me his picks Tuesday night, so some of the numbers might be a little different, but nevertheless, we're picking 15 games for you, 15-point spreads, over-unders, and money lines, and a total of 45 picks for the NFL Week 11 season. Two teams on a bye. I believe it's the Colts and the Saints. Guys, you're going to notice I have the Titans plus 6.5. He has the Titans plus 7.5. So there's an advantage and disadvantage to putting your bets in if you're serious about betting or money, anything like that with the NFL games. Putting them in earlier in the weeks when the lines first drop, as opposed to Saturday night, Sunday morning, which I'm assuming majority of the people do, because that's when it's about to happen. But by then, the handicappers have the lines fine-tuned. They know the injury reports. They know who's going to play, who's not going to play, what the weather conditions are looking like. Some people might hurt themselves or not feel good in warm-ups before the game. So just keep all this stuff in mind, if you're serious about putting any kind of skin in the game. But nevertheless, it's going to be very fun. We're tracking the picks, and hopefully we have a good week like we have been up to this point in the 2025 NFL picks season so far. Before I kick us off, quick recap. Last week, I went 28 of 42. Pretty darn good. Did 2 or 3 on the confident picks. I had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 of my first 9 games. Point spreads picked correctly. Very happy about that. Keep on rolling. I know Tom wanted to get his over-under number up, and guess what? He did it last week. Went 9 of 14 on the over-under. 25 of 42 altogether. NFL Week 10, that's a successful week to me. Hopefully this week we do just as good, if not better, for all of you guys and ourselves as well. So without any further ado, the reason we're all here, NFL Week 11 2025 season picks starts with the Thursday night football game. The New York Jets taking on the New England Patriots. Another rivalry game on Thursday night. AFC East showdown. Jets got another win against the Browns. Very impressive. But guess what? The Patriots just beat the Bucs, where a lot of people were picking against them. They were underdogs. That's not going to happen much more this season. I believe their schedule gets easier from here on out. They have a clear shot at winning the AFC East, which is very impressive. I saw a lot of people giving the Jets the points and even taking them to win outright. Yeah, the Jets got a couple wins. Very impressive, but the Patriots at home, at night, in the cold, I think they get this done. I think they win. I can see it going over 43.5. Both these teams can put up points. I know the Patriots defense is pretty good, but I can see both teams putting up maybe over 21, 23 points each. And guys, believe it or not, I'm taking the Patriots minus 12.5. Mr. Tom over here is giving the Jets the 12.5, which is very impressive, but they have been playing good. And Thursday night games have been close, like the Raiders covered last week against the Broncos, which was pretty impressive. And a lot of games on Thursday nights have been close, so I see where he's coming from with that. He's taking the over 43.5. I respect, same for me. And he's taking the Patriots to win outright. Moving on into the Sunday slate of games, guys. We got the Washington Commanders taking on the Miami Dolphins. But guess what? It's not in sunny Miami. It's actually in sunny Spain. I believe this one's in Spain, believe it or not, guys. It's the last of the international games for this season. Pretty close spread right here. Commanders, Marcus Mariota, led Commanders now, taking on the new and found Dolphins, who just beat the Bills last week, guys. That's very impressive. Surprised the spread is what it is. I can see why the Dolphins are favored now. They're playing a little better. Commanders, obviously, I think McLaurin's going to be out for a little bit. Their defense is still pretty vulnerable. And the Dolphins' defense is nothing to, really brag about right now either. So guess what? I'm actually going to take this over 47.5 for that reason. And I'm going to take the Dolphins to win. I know it's in neutral territory somewhere in Western Europe, which is kind of crazy. Hopefully the flight doesn't mess anyone up, but I think the Dolphins should be able to get this one done against the Commanders. At least that's my thoughts. Looks like Tom has it the same way. What do you know? Dolphins minus 2.5, over 47.5, and then Dolphins to win outright. moving back to America, the 1 p.m. slate of games, guys. There's only 15 this week because the Colts and Saints are on a bye. Is the Green Bay Packers, who just had a tight battle against the Philadelphia Eagles on Monday night. So, 1 day less of rest, taking on the New York Giants, who should have beat the Bears last week. They played very good. I kind of called that one. I gave the Giants the points to cover, which they did, and I took the Bears to win, which they somehow came back in like the last 2 minutes of the game and took that one at home. But nevertheless, we got Packers taking on the Giants. Listen, Jameis Winston's going to be starting. Darts and concussion protocol, and most importantly, Dable's been fired as the New York Giants head coach. Packers look somewhat good. I know they're dealing with a lot of injuries at receivers right now. Their defense, played pretty good. Like I said, they held the Eagles to 10, 13 points, which is pretty cool. Giants have been putting up points, and I think now with Winston playing, not much film on him, nothing really to play for anymore, no reason to not go reckless. The Giants can put up points. At first, all week, I was thinking Russell Wilson was going to start and the Packers were going to get an easy win. Not saying necessarily because of Winston, but something about Packers going into New York, the coach getting fired. You know how that goes in football if you watch. Sometimes that gives people a newfound confidence, just something new to shake it up. Just like when they put Dart in and he played pretty well. They won that game as well against the Eagles. I'm going to give the Giants the +7, but I am going to take the Packers to win the game. As far as over-under 43.5, last game was pretty low scoring, but then the game against the Steelers was pretty high scoring. I'm going to actually take the over. It's crazy Jameis Winston. Who knows? Maybe he throws 2 pick sixes and then throws 4 touchdowns, and there's your over right there. Mr. Tom, classic, Giants fan. He doesn't like to get his hopes up too high. Looks like he's taking the Packers -7. Under 43.5, which, that Giants defense still has pieces on it as well. Brian Burns almost leading the league in sacks, I believe, right now. And then he's taking the Packers to win outright. Moving on, we got the Tampa Bay Buccaneers taking on the Buffalo Bills. Another tough game for the Bucs and another very good game. Two very good teams going at it in Buffalo, in Orchard Park. The Bucs just lost to the Patriots, I believe. I was going to say, yeah, they're getting 5.5 against the Bills, who just lost to the Dolphins and just haven't looked themselves in recent weeks. This will probably be the game they get right, but the Bucs are tough nevertheless, guys. I'm actually going to give the Bucs the +5.5. As far as over-under 48.5, yeah, let's take the over. Why not? Both these teams capable of putting up points. Both their defenses maybe top 10, but definitely not like top 5. And as far as who's going to win, man, this line's a little scary here, guys. I would think it would be closer than this. I know Bucs are dealing with a couple injuries, but Bills have not looked that great recently. This will probably be the week they right the ship. But guess what, guys? Got a crazy one for you. It's been a while. Taking the Bucs to win outright on the road against the Bills, which would be insane for the Bills season. And, if the Patriots take the AFC East, they're going to hope they win a few games to try and make a wild card there for the Buffalo Bills. Looks like Tom's giving the Bucs the 5.5. I respect it. The over 47.5. Yes. Oh, wow. See, I have it at 48.5. He only needs to get it over 47.5 because he'd send me his picks on Tuesday night. I respect that. 2 high-scoring offenses. But he's taking the Bills to win outright, and I can see why. Bills are a good team, especially at home. Houston Texans taking on the Tennessee Titans. Texans just squeaked one out against the Jags, where they were underdogs. I called that one too last week. Come on, guys. Hop on with us. We're calling these games. -6.5. I believe Davis Mills is going to start again because I know there was something. Yeah, see, Tom's over-under is at 39.5, and he took the under. I respect it. Mine's only at 37.5, so maybe they thought C.J. Stroud had a chance of starting. I'm pretty sure Davis Mills will be starting this game, which he played pretty good last week against a pretty good Jaguars defense. The Titans defense is far, far not as good as the Jaguars. So Texans should be able to win this one by 6.5, in my opinion, even with Mills starting. Woody Marks, Nick Chubb back there. Give both them the ball. Feed Collins again. He just had 120 yards. Titans not much left to play for at this point in the season, except to maybe hit this over for me. Over 37.5, but it is the Texans. Crazy good defense, so be careful of that over under there, guys. But I think it can go over. The Texans could put up 20 and the Titans could put up like, maybe 20 as well, or 18, 19 points. I'd be happy. And I think the Texans win, obviously, on the road against the Tennessee Titans. Tom, giving the Titans the 7.5. I know we were talking about Titans are due to win one here and there, so I believe they covered a few games. I don't know about last week. I don't even know if they played last week, but they have covered a few games this year, excuse me. Tom's taken the under 39.5. It's a pretty cool one. And he's taking the Texans to win outright. This is fun. This is interesting. All right, guys. Cincinnati Bengals. Newfound Cincinnati Bengals. Flacco probably going to start, but Joe Burrow, just giving you guys a heads up, I believe is going to start practicing this week. Taking on the Steelers that just lost to the Chargers on Sunday Night Football, and I believe lost to the Packers the week before that. I would think they're a better team than that. They've played pretty decent this whole year. The Bengals played them pretty good not that long ago, and this was, I believe, Flacco's first game against the Steelers, like as the starter of the Bengals. But guess what, guys? I think this is the week they right the ship and they shut down on the Bengals, especially defensively. So I'm going to go Steelers win. I'm actually going to go under 48.5. I know they have amazing receivers, but that pass rush of the Steelers is still good. They're finding a way to get 3 to 5 sacks a game. And, if they can get to Flacco, Samaje Perine and Chase Brown should be pretty easy to shut down. I'm taking under in Pittsburgh. Tough place to play, especially this time of the year. And since I'm taking the win, I'm actually going to take the Steelers to win by more than 5.5. Tom likes the Bengals, not like too much, but he's giving them the 5.5. They have played very well since Flacco's been under center. Taking the under 49.5. Ooh, look at this. Two smart minds think alike. I didn't even look at his pick before I took the under. Under 49.5. I kind of like that one. 50, I know the Bengals defense is vulnerable, the defense, but that Steelers defense is pretty good. And then taking the Steelers to win outright. I respect it. Los Angeles Chargers taking on the Jacksonville Jaguars. Why is this line so close? Very interesting. They played the Raiders close, and then last week they played the Texans pretty close. All right, so they had a couple tough games. Now they're taking on the newfound confidence Chargers. I believe their tight end might be hurt, the new up-and-coming tight end, but nevertheless, they have a plethora of receivers to throw the ball to. Their offensive line's dealing with a few injuries as well, but the Chargers' defense has looked good. Speaking of injuries, Jaguars might be without their top two as well. I know special teams played good for them last week. I believe it's Parker. His first name is Parker Washington. Trevor Lawrence's man right now. ETN playing pretty good this year. This is going to be an interesting game. I see why the line is what it is. But even though it's on the road, I feel like the Chargers should win this one against the Jaguars, guys. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments. This is a tight game. Over under 43.5. Gosh, I don't even want to look at Tom's, but I feel like Tom would say these are two good defenses, because that's kind of like the first thing that comes to mind when I look at this game and this over-under. I'm actually going to take under, guys. I'm actually going to take under. Even though the Jaguars have let up more points in recent weeks than the beginning of the season. But that Chargers defense has looked a little bit better. And then since I'm taking the win, I'm going to take Chargers -3. Oh, yeah, see, he took the over. I hope so. They have two fun offenses as well. He's taking the Chargers to win by 3. This is Tom's picks, obviously in the top left. You can see our names. He's taking the Chargers -3. He's taking the over 43.5. Yep, same over-under as me. And then he's taking the Chargers to win outright. Chicago Bears, finding ways to win every week, it seems like. Very impressed with them. We knew for a couple years now that they had the pieces. They just had to get a good head coach, put them all together, and start working together. And guess what? I think they're like 7-3 right now. 6-3, something like that. Good for the Chicago Bears. Taking on their rivals, the Minnesota Vikings. That, McCarthy had a couple turnovers last game, but they played well. They played well against the Ravens, which I respect. Their defense kind of did what they had to do. Lamar's back, lighting it up. Not much you could do there. But you know what? Guess what? Caleb Williams kind of doing his thing, and Ben Johnson drawing up plays on that offense. They have a bunch of pieces as well, so this is going to be tough for the Vikings. I'm a little surprised they're favorited here. They are at home, though. It is in Minnesota. tough indoor place to play. It's going to be loud in there. Bears better get their silent count right and become correct on offense. Nevertheless, I'm taking the underdog Bears to win outright. I'm going to give them the 3. And I know the Vikings defense is kind of good, but if the Bears, as long as they don't fall off again, they've looked pretty decent recently. I'm taking the over 48.5. I think those turnovers by J.J. McCarthy are going to not happen this week. Feed Jefferson the ball. There are 2 running backs. You know, their offense is pretty good as well, and so are the Bears' offense. I think you can go over 48.5. A few Bears games have gone over this year as well, guys, so keep that in mind. And we have completely different for once over here. Tom is taking the Vikings to win by 3 at home, under 48.5. Yep, same number as mine. And then the Vikings to win outright. And I can see why. Vikings are a good team, kind of turn their season around. But the Bears are tough too. At least that's my opinion. Carolina Panthers. I said the Falcons were the ones who were the most unpredictable team in the league. It might be the Panthers, man. They win 1 week by a lot, and then they lose 1 week by a lot. You never know what you're going to get. Guess what I think this time? I'm going to go against the grain here. I think the Panthers beat the Falcons outright. This could randomly be a game indoors, so they don't really have to worry about weather in Atlanta's stadium. I think the Panthers can do their thing this week, even if they have to feed Rico Dowdle, who's been on a tear recently. Falcons defense not bad, but I think the Panthers somehow squeak this one out. No rhyme or reason to it. Give them the 3.5 against their division rivals. And I think it goes over 42.5, because the only way the Panthers are going to win this game is if they put up points. You know, the Falcons, they're going to get Bijan going eventually, and it's at home. You know, these Falcons have a good team as well. It's going to be a pretty well-matched game. Good division rival game. It looks like Tom's actually giving the Panthers the 3.5. Okay. Over 42.5. Okay, yeah, same as me. Smart minds think alike. And he's taking the Falcons to win outright, though, at home. Start of the 4 p.m. slate of games, guys, is the Seattle Seahawks versus the LA Rams, possibly game of the week to decide who's going to be leading the NFC West for the time being. 7-2 teams, I believe. Wow. This is a very interesting game. And the spread says the Rams are favored at home in LA, but Tom called it last week, guys. That LA stadium, I know the Rams might be a little better than the Chargers. He was talking about the Steelers-Chargers game. Fans travel well to that stadium. It's never really a home game for the Rams or the Chargers, unfortunately, for whatever reason, even though that might change after the successful year that both teams are having this year. But I can see the Seahawks, Washington not being too far, and a lot of Seahawks fans around the country, especially for how well they're playing. That's going to be a split stadium. It's going to be a crazy game, guys, right away, just because of this game. I'm taking the over 48.5, even though both these defenses are amazing, but I like their offenses as well. Bunch of fun pieces on offense. I said it again on video in the midseason recap. I think the Seahawks are a better team than the Rams overall, even though, any given Sunday, any team can win, but just on paper and just the way they've played so far and dominated teams this year, I feel like the Seahawks have won more games by a larger margin. And I like the Seahawks to beat the Rams on the road, which, upset alert, could win people some money, but hey, I don't have a crystal ball. This is just my guesses. It's just my assumptions, my picks. And, Seahawks could get it done against the Rams. They've been dominating teams nonstop every week, it seems like. Since I'm taking the win, I'm obviously going to give them the 3. I think it goes over. Rams, a great team, but Seahawks are too. That's going to be a fun one. I knew it. Tom likes his Rams as well. He likes McVay. He likes their organization, which I see why. They've been on a tear as well. Los Angeles Rams, Tom is taking to win by more than 2.5 at home against their division rivals. He thinks it goes over 48.5. Okay, that's interesting because we both talk about they have pretty decent defenses. And the Rams to win outright, obviously. Speaking of NFC West division rivals, San Francisco 49ers taking on the Cardinals. Another fun one. Jacoby Brissett about to take over as the starter for the Cardinals now. He's been putting up points with this team. Marvin Harrison Jr. underwent emergency surgery this morning, so please keep in mind, Wednesday night, recording this video before the NFL Week 11 season. Marvin Harrison Jr., I believe, is not playing now. Niners on the road going into Arizona. chance of Purdy playing. They said they're going to ramp up his practice this week, so it sounds like Mac Jones is going to start. But, they're getting pieces back. I think Pearsall is going to start practicing again soon. Niners should win this one, even though Brissett has been putting up points, but without Harrison, it's going to be a little tough. Without, why am I forgetting his name? Benson, I believe. Maybe Benson's coming back for the Cardinals, but not just yet. They still have their backup running backs, a plethora of them. It's the battle of the backups over here in this game, unfortunately, for these two decent teams. I think the Niners win. I like the Niners personally as my favorite team. And then as far as over under 48.5, I already circled it, so let's hope it's a shootout. At first I was thinking it could go under, but Niners put up a couple points against the Rams, put up a couple points against the Giants, and the Cardinals have been putting up points as well. So maybe it goes over 48.5. It's a little high, but we'll see. I already circled it. Keep in mind that game could go under. I'm not too confident about that one. And I'll take the Niners to win by 3 on the road against the Cardinals. Come on, Niners. Looks like Tom, same thing. Wow, with me across the board, even the over. He likes the Niners to win by 2.5. He likes the game to go over 48.5, and he likes the Niners to win outright. Let's hope so. Baltimore Ravens taking on their division rivals and the Cleveland Browns. Guys, this line's kind of close. I mean, I know they're favored by 7.5 even on the road, but I just saw on TV that the Ravens stomped all over the Browns the first time they played earlier in the season. I think it happens again, even on the road here. Browns, Dylan Gabriel kind of finding a little chemistry with Judy and his offense as well. Judkins, amazing player. Defense, Myles Garrett still doing his thing. But the Ravens are going to be tough. I think Jackson's been itching to play since he came back, and he's been killing it since he's been back under center for the Baltimore Ravens. Defense even kind of looks a little better since Jackson's been back. I think the Ravens win by more than 7.5. I do like it to go over 39.5, though. I think the Ravens themselves can put up 21 to 25 points. Then, the Browns only have to put up 14, 15 points. Looks like Tom's actually giving the Browns 7.5. I respect it. Under 40.5. Ooh, see, he got an extra point than us. Keep in mind the weather in Cleveland this time of the year. And then he likes the Ravens to win outright. That's a cool one right there. That'd be a fun game if they cover. Kansas City Chiefs taking on the Denver Broncos. Whew, division rivalry again. This is a fun one, guys, because the Chiefs look pretty good. I know they lost to I believe it was the Bills a while back. Did they play last week? No, they might have been. They was on bye last week, but a few weeks before that, they lost to the Bills. Guys, this might sound crazy to you. It's in Denver. It's gonna be pretty cold, I'm assuming. I actually kind of like the Broncos in this spot. I know they didn't play too well against the Raiders last Thursday Night Football, but they had a little chance to rest. I know Chiefs are coming off a bye with Andy Reid. Oh, man, they're going to be game planning hard for this one. But something's telling me give the Broncos the 3.5. Keep in mind what I just said. Both these teams are game planning for this all year. They know this is probably going to be very important for who comes out on first place for the AFC West. I like the over. There's no way the Broncos put up 10 again, 13 again. I know their defense is good, but there has to be points scored in this game, especially over 43.5. And I like the Broncos to win outright. I find it interesting. Even if the Chiefs somehow come back and win the West, I feel like the Broncos squeak this game out. Be a little feather in their hat there, a little motivation for them. And what do you know? Looks like Tom's giving the Broncos the 3.5. I respect it, but he's taking the under 43.5. Two decent defenses. And he's taking the Chiefs to win, though. Okay. Sunday Night Football, Detroit Lions at the Philadelphia Eagles. This one could be fun, guys. Eagles just played Monday night against the Packers in a low-scoring defensive affair. Lions' defense looks a little more vulnerable these days. I think the Eagles end up putting up points this week, but I think the Lions do, too. I think it goes over 46.5 on Sunday Night Football. Can't keep Barkley and Hurts, Goff, Gibbs, all of them down for too long. Come on. It's got to be a high-scoring game, I'm assuming, which would be fun. Night game in Philly, tough place to play for the Lions. You know how the stereotype of Goff playing outdoors, as opposed to inside his Ford Field Stadium at home for the Detroit Lions. I think it goes over 46.5. I think the Eagles squeak one out, but just to be safe, and I might be giving one away here, guys, I'm going to give the Lions 2.5. Imagine they win by 1 or 2 and I hit both those picks. That would be cool. Tom's taking the Eagles to win by 2.5. under 46.5. Yep, same number as us. Always taking the under, and he's taking the Eagles to win outright. Last game of the NFL Week 11, 2025 NFL season is the Monday Night Football game, which is the Dallas Cowboys traveling to Vegas to take on the Raiders. Cowboys favored it on the road here, guys, and guess what? Raiders playing better recently. They played pretty good against the Jaguars. They played pretty good against the Broncos on the road, but now they're back home taking on the Cowboys. I can see why Tom's giving the Raiders 3.5, because when I say it like that, Cowboys aren't necessarily the scariest team, even though they've gotten pieces back and look better in recent weeks. But the Raiders are kind of on the upswing defensively too. Just for that, I'm actually going to take the under. Even against the Cowboys offense, it's only Geno Smith. Genty could possibly put up points there, We'll see, but I like the under in this one. It's a little too high for me. As far as who I think is going to win, I think, you know what? I'm going to play it safe. I don't want to take too much time. Cowboys win. I'll give the Raiders the 3.5. Let's see what happens with that. And what do you know? Looks like Tom the same thing, except he's taking over 50.5. Oh my gosh. Tuesday night it was at 50.5, and he thinks it goes over. I hope he's right. I hope we get as many picks as we can this week, right, guys? And I hope we have a over 30 out of 45 total picks this week. Right type week, guys. Like always, good luck to all of you guys in life in general. Hope everything's going good. Comment down below who you think's going to win, what you like about our videos, what you hate about them, what you suggest, any kind of input we appreciate. Love talking football with you guys. We've had some very nice comments in recent weeks, and I love speaking with all of you guys. If you have any questions, let me know. Good luck to you guys in life. Good luck to your teams. Good luck in your picks this week. And we will see you again next week, hopefully with my man Tom back for NFL Week 12 of our NFL Picks video. We'll see you soon. Good luck this week, guys. Love you all.